A friend asked me, are you tired of going to all these? Or do you ever get exhausted going to another information session? And I was like, no, I love it. It's something that you have to really love doing. And then it excites you and invigorates you. And if you don't really find that love for it, then I can understand where it would get tiresome because it is always evolving. Because the goal for the social media platforms is to keep people on them and to keep people active and to keep people posting and keep people there. So they're going to constantly keep changing things up to get people to stay.
And thank you so much, Kassie, for being back. I can't believe it's been 2 years. Time flies when you're having fun. But thank you for being back today. I'm so honored to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And I really can't believe it's only been 2 years because it feels like it's been faster, but also there's so much that's happened in those 2 years. So it's
Yes, well,
wild.
tell us what's been happening these last 2 years for you.
Since that interview, my business has expanded. We actually now have an office inside of our co-working space. So at the time, my business, Goat Social Media, was hybrid. We were going in the office and work from home and kind of all over. And now I am in the office full time. And then I also have a team now as well. So I have someone who's in office as well. And then I also have freelancers and contractors. So I think that while a lot of companies in this time period were going more virtual, remote, or hybrid, I kind of did the opposite and went more back to the office just to be able to really work with the growth and have a place for clients to come and a central location.
Oh, I love that. And you're right. So many people did move to the virtual space, especially after COVID. Everybody was doing that. But I think even that aspect of having a place people can go and that transition period from being hybrid to now fully in an office. And you brought up building a team. And when we had our conversation a few years ago, we were talking about.
So I did start really all on my own. And then as I was going, I was like, if I really want to do the things that I love or be able to expand or be more available for meetings and phone calls and strategy, then I needed to delegate. And I think that's the hardest part for any business owner. And especially when you take so much pride in what you do and what you love what you do, you're like, I don't know, this is my child. Do I hand this part over? So I really haven't handed anything fully over, but what I've done, I've delegated some graphic designs and I have some freelance designers that I work with. And then in the summer, I do have interns and sometimes I have them during the year too, but summer is the biggest because that's when they get to come in person. And usually each intern has their focus and then they kind of get to switch or work together. So this past summer, I had two interns and one was more focused on blogs and writing captions and really a lot of the research, while the other was focused more on design, video editing. And then they got to work together on some and switch roles for some, but both of them really found what they love to do within that. And I enjoy training and working on that. And every client's so different. So I got the chance to really show them, this client likes it this way, and this client will love if you put it in a fast version with good music. So I kind of got to go through that with them. But even still, I think it's a process. Like I would love to have a full-time team and not just freelancers, but it's depending on where the business goes and where I think is worth it.
You were in that process of growth and wanting to build a team. So can you allude to what's happened since then?
Yeah, definitely. So one of those summer interns actually stayed on with me and she was, working with me part-time and hybrid. And then now she's with me a lot more and she works with me in the office. And then she also works with one of my clients. So she's really hands-on and she's really grown from an intern to an asset of Goat Social Media, which is lovely to have. And then also since then, I've really built a great foundation of freelancers that I work with and contractors that I work with who can assist client work and assist with photography, videography, and really expand our services and get to give, the clients what they really need and not necessarily something that we need full time and not necessarily something that they want full time. They can control their schedule and have their freedom as well. So it's really a win-win.
Love that. The expansion of it, but then also being able to pick and choose and have that in your vortex of, okay, well, you can pick and choose what you need for a video or photos or anything else, and just really being that whole wraparound system for everybody to come to a one-stop shop of people just being
Exactly.
able to connect. I love that. And so being able to see your intern grow into this role now, and just how you've really used your resources to build and give your clients what they need to make that well-rounded for them, so they don't have to go searching for that. What was that process like for you when you started really building out your team, having those people that you can count on to reach out and help your clients in more ways than one?
So I think it kind of came naturally to me in the sense of when I first started my business, one of my professors really took me under her wing, and she hired my company with her agency to work on. So she had a PR agency. So if any of her clients needed social media, they went through me for the social media. And she really mentored me. So I feel like I was able to see how a successful mentorship works, where, it's not just an employee boss relationship. It's more of a here, let me help you grow. Let me give you the skills to grow and watch you blossom, watch you flourish, and also make the mistakes that you have to mistake on the way, but really be your own person with it and have that ability and room to grow. So I feel like I was able to apply that with my assistant when she was first an intern, and then, taking on bigger and more responsibilities, and then becoming client facing. And, I was recently away on a vacation, and I was able to go away and relax knowing that things were handled, which was really nice.
Oh, such peace of mind as well, being able
Yes.
to have things run. But I love that you had such a powerful mentor in the beginning of your process, and being able to model that now for your intern and the future people that do work for you, because I think that can set the stage. Some people grow and thrive off of that. Other people might not have that same mentorship or feel like they have that support. And I've had this conversation time and time again about just having such a powerful network, or people that are in your corner that want to see you grow and thrive and blossom into what works for you, you as a unique individual, as well as your business. And it sounds like that space was so beautiful for you to just really kind of pick and choose and make the mistakes that you needed to in the beginning to continue to grow, because you've had so much growth over the years as well. Just even when we originally spoke, how much you had grown from starting it in college to then after you graduated, and now where you are today. I'm curious, have you learned any lessons in building your team, building your business in the last 2 years that you're like, oh, wow, I didn't even see that coming, even though you've had already had success?
I think one of the biggest lessons is just continuing to adapt. What might have worked last year, what might have worked last month, what might have worked yesterday might not even work today. So it's one of those things in social media, and not even just the strategy of social media itself, but also dealing with clients and working with different personalities and people who, you have some who are really hands-on, some who are really hands-off. It's knowing that the success of that relationship and that client might have to, change and adapt to keep being successful, to keep meeting those goals. I think there's not one sort of process I've learned in social media that you could just keep and follow forever and ever. So it's being able to adapt and continue learning and continue improving. That has been a big learning experience in that sense. It's not basically never being complacent, never being comfortable, but being comfortable with that growth.
That's such a good point, because I was thinking about it, like even with social media, I'm like, okay, this is my strategy for this month. And then it's like, I feel like I have to change it again. But I love that it sounds like it really has to be so open-minded to knowing that what worked yesterday doesn't work today. And with being so adaptable, have you always been like that? Or have you really learned that aspect being in social media?
Yeah, I think kind of a mix of both. I think I've always been that way in the sense of my background is in theater. My undergrad degree I got in theater. So it was something like, a lot of times in a theater production, no matter what role you are, someone gets hurt, or maybe the set piece comes out not the way you want it to, or there's a prop missing, or something goes wrong, and you're kind of adapting, and no one in the audience is going to know all those, mishaps and things that happen, as long as you just keep the boat going, you keep the show going. And I think that was a big help, having that in my toolkit. And it's not, there's no time to whine and complain about it, but what can you do to get it done? What can you do to make it work? And I think social media is just like that. I think a lot of assets of marketing are like that.
No, that's so true. And I remember you have the theater background and you did a lot of dance as well. But I think that just set you the stage for where you are now as well, because you do have to adapt. Like
Yeah.
I've been in a little bit of theater back in the day, like years ago, but knowing that, okay, even if something goes wrong, you have to keep going because the audience isn't going to know all the things that happen in the background, even like when I cheered, like you don't know what just happened right before you went on, but you still have to go on and do the performance. And I think that's the same concept with marketing, because it's ever changing in every capacity, no matter what platform. Because I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like every platform is constantly changing. I'm
Yes.
curious, as a company, and especially in social media, how do you stay in the know-how of everything with trends or what's going to be best for each client? Because every client's different and their platform that they choose is different too, right?
Yeah, so every client definitely is different. Like we don't have, I never send out just like a one size fits all proposal. Everything I do is so customized to the client, the business, the goals. And I think that, it's definitely what we can do as a boutique small agency, that we can handle, really customizing it. And that's where we see the best success, because every platform is changing and every platform is not conducive to every client's goals. And with that, staying on top of it, I'm constantly attending different conferences. I'm speaking at some, I'm attending some. There's virtual summits, there's workshops, there's networking groups. So I'm constantly doing something. I had a couple weeks ago, a friend asked me, "Are you tired of going to all these? Or do you ever get exhausted going to another information session?" And I was like, "No, I love it." It's something that you have to really love doing. And then it excites you and invigorates you. And if you don't really find that love for it, then I can understand where it would get tiresome, because it is always evolving. Because the goal for the social media platforms is to keep people on them and to keep people active and to keep people posting and keep people there. So they're going to constantly keep changing things up to get people to stay.
That's a good point. Like, I know that, but I didn't think of it in that framework. And it's so true. And when I see your posts all the time, you're at this conference or that place you're speaking at, and it's amazing. And I think that's part of it. It's just continuing to learn and grow as entrepreneurs, no matter what industry we're in, but it's never staying stagnant, because we have something to offer, and having that passion come through of what we're doing, how we're doing it, and just how it really evolves from there. And just with all of your experience, all the success you've already have, I'm so curious, what are your future aspirations and goals for GOAT social media?
So I think a future goal would just be to grow the team, like an immediate goal to be grow the team and be able to serve more clients, even more full service than we are now. So right now we're just social media, but if it's doing more in-person content shoots and having a full team for that, that would be exciting. But really and truly, I think we're on the right path of that. And I want to keep it a boutique small agency. So it's growing where I feel like it's the right time and it feels right.
Mm, I love that. And I think it's beautiful what you have created and continue to, but it's that boutique aspect, that like very familiar, I know who I'm working with, that personal relationship that you create with your clients, I think is so important, especially in the digital age where you can connect with so many people. There's big companies, but really that one-to-one and in that space with you step by step as well. And I just love this conversation we've had. I love what you're doing. I so appreciate you just coming back and sharing everything that you've been up to recently. And just where can people find you, find your services? We're going to link everything below, but if you could let us know too.
Yeah, so everything is just Goat Social Media. So all the social media is Goat Social Media, the website's Goat Social Media, and then also all of my LinkedIn and Instagram is linked as well to the website. So gosocialmedia.com is the place to go.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Kassie, for coming on, just sharing what you've been up to. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and see what you've been doing. And I so appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment below. What was the biggest takeaway from Kassie today? I'm sure she would love to see that comment, and we'll see you on the next episode.